Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video I want to talk about no time to practice. This is a common challenge that many musicians has, and I found out that during the years I either gave up because I was too tired or didn't have motivation, so I just didn't practice. But I can give you one strategy that actually worked very well for me. This strategy is built upon the fact that you can always practice 5 minutes. I'm setting the timer for 5 minutes and then I'm choosing something from my repertoire that I'm practicing. It can be a shift or string crossing or something else that I am struggling with. I'm deciding for myself that I'm just going to practice this for 5 minutes, and then when I'm done I will feel good with myself. And I can tell you that sometimes practicing, for example, a shift that you're working on or a string crossing for 5 minutes, it can actually be quite exhausting. So, of course, if you experience any pain during this practice, please just stop and relax your hands and take it easy. And for instance, by practicing 5 minutes, I'm at least engaging with my instrument instead of not practicing at all. Because sometimes you can feel very tired and you cannot find time to practice maybe the next day and the next day. But by practicing just 5 minutes, you are engaging with your instrument. And funny fact is that usually when I decide to practice 5 minutes, I'm practicing more than that. Because I'm getting inspired by starting with something simple, and then by knowing mentally that I will just do this for a very short time, I actually enjoy doing it. So I'll give you two options. You can either practice 5 minutes only for your left hand or for your right hand, or you can of course combine them. Many times I'm just taking a book by Henry Schradek, who has a couple of books on violin technique, and I'm just randomly picking up something and practicing. Another thing I'm practicing very often is Shevchik, Opus 3, and very often I practice my right hand technique with his exercises. And of course I'm going to show you all of the practices that I'm doing and give you some of the links which are available to download so you can see the music. So for today's video I choose to practice on a scale by Hrimali, which is called 2-finger scales. And one of them is starts on G string, and then you just play first and second finger. And then back. You can choose to play it without vibrato or with vibrato. Today I felt like I'm a little bit out of form, so I'm just using a little bit, imagining that I'm playing a small piece of music which is very calm, and I just want to use a little bit of flavor. So that was the first one. Then you can play that a couple of times if you feel like it, and then you can try the second one, which starts on the second finger, on the B flat, and goes with second and third, second and third. And then you can play third and fourth, same way on G string. And if you hear that you are out of intonation, you can even practice a little bit on the fingers that you shifted and you hear that they are not on tune. For example, I hear that I wasn't completely on tune in the fourth position, so I may go back and just practice this. That can be actually well 5 minutes for today, but if you feel like doing even more, I can continue to play a little bit of Schradeck. The next exercise is on D string, and it's exactly the same as the G string. You start with first and second finger. And then you start from F, second and third on D string. And then third and fourth. Then you can make this exercise fit the exercises that you need for today. For example, I may choose to practice a little bit on my vibrato, then I will maybe play it very slow with vibrato, and I can also choose to play more than 2 on the same bow, can take 4 or 6 or 8, so that will practice a little bit my right hand. But otherwise you can just stop here and be very satisfied with yourself, because these exercises are actually very useful, because you many times need to do the shifts between first and second, second and third, and third and fourth finger, and that occurs very often in classical music. So then you practice that for 5 minutes and you can be proud of yourself. The next exercise I want to give you as the inspiration is to practice on your fingers on the bow. So I'm going to put my bow on A string, almost in the middle, and then I'm going to bend my fingers. That will create an up bow, very small one, and then straighten them again. So the only part you're moving is your fingers, nothing else. And it's completely okay that the bow will be very small, up and down. That's a very good exercise for bow changes. So when you did that and you feel that you want to do some more, you can move the bow a little bit more down and do the same exercise. And move more and more until you come to the frog, and that is becoming more and more difficult. So I recommend that you drop your arm a little bit. So you'll be here, almost at the frog, the beginning of the frog. And please relax your hand if you start to feel uncomfortable. Next thing you can do if you have time, you can do the same exercise but do more smooth changes. So I'm going to find the middle of the bow and do the same exercise but just very smooth movements with my fingers. Then I'll move a little bit more towards the frog. And one more down. And almost at the frog. And listen to your sound so you don't do very scratchy sound, even so this exercise for your right hand, but you probably want to have a nice sound coming out from your violin. And if you want to continue on that exercise, you can practice on every string. And this is really difficult exercise for the finger bowing, and it's very exhausting for the fingers, so please take breaks. Even so it's only 5 minutes practice, just take small breaks and relax your hand if you feel that you need to. But practicing this for 5 minutes will give you a lot of benefits for the bow changes. That was all for today. If you like my video, please give me thumbs up and subscribe, share it with a friend, and ask me for more tips for exercises when you have a small amount of time to practice. And I will see you in my next video.